What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It is time for the video that you've all been waiting for. It is Keep Sell Bench. I know it's one of the favorites that go on the channel. Lots of discussion, lots of discourse that goes on with this one. As I always say, it's my opinion. Don't need to get your knickers in a twist. If you disagree, that is cool. Just put it in the comments as to why you'd keep, sell, or bench whatever the players are, and just keep it moving. That's all I always say. What I did notice with these videos, I always do, there's always one player that in particular that's always in the thumbnail. Hopefully it's the last time he's in the thumbnail because we never have to see him again. But listen, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course drop your thoughts and comments below. Gotta give a shout out because the support was mad yesterday on the video. So thank you to Robert Moore, Malcolm Patrick, who's that, what's your name, Bielsa's Warriors, yeah, Paul Gray, Philip Hartley, and Malcolm Patrick again. Thank you for the donations on the last video. Much appreciated, guys, and big up for that support. And big up to all members of the channel as well who go that extra mile for the support. It does go a long way. Barry here just saying, love you, KG. Love you all as well, man. Ben saying here, afternoon, KG, been a long time since I caught a live member. I had to tune into this. Yeah, you know what? I noticed as well with the length of those other videos. Obviously, I talked to you guys in the chat. That's always been a thing on here, but they were going for like an hour, 21 minutes. Now, listen, times change and everything else like that. I don't expect that we should be here for over an hour discussing the keep sell bench of this squad. I don't. And listen, hopefully, if all goes well, we'll do the season review tomorrow. Connor will be joining me for that one. And then we can put a bow on this championship thing and say goodbye. But look, as you see today, more pictures coming out in terms of celebrations with the squad. That will obviously continue tomorrow with the parade. Ampadu there and Rodon. It looks like an AI photo though, because there's like 3 arms there, but I think there's just obviously someone short behind them. But you know, it just shows you what they put into it. And someone had a good point yesterday in regards to Farke's reserve nature. It was probably just overwhelming in terms of just getting the job done after, you know, failing last year. So I take that into consideration as well. And of course you get the other side of it as well, which are these two, Tanaka and Nanto, man. Just good characters in the dressing room, but more importantly, they're good players. Okay, we're going up this time with a few more good characters, but they've got the playing ability to go with it, unlike the last time where it was just all lads, and not one lick of technical ability between the squad. But look, guys, we're going to try and get this done as swiftly as possible. Okay, I'll give my reasons why, and I'll obviously with these kind of videos, what I always say is it's kind of realistic, but on some notes, there's just some players what I don't believe should be in the squad at all. But there's going to be some where we probably have to keep just for squad purposes in terms, because unless, and I've put it in the poll right now, unless we Nottingham Forest the whole squad, you're going to have to keep some of these players and just add to them with immense quality, which I hope that the 49ers do. So yeah, it's not, keep is obviously the ones that you absolutely want to keep in the squad and probably your main starters. Squad is going to be the squad / bench, it kind of parameter to that one. Sell is pretty obvious. It's sell, and loan is for players that I think that have got a future at the football club, but we might need to send them out on loan because there probably isn't room for them next season. So I hope that's all good. I hope that's clear enough. So I've actually put these in order as well, so it's a bit more organized, because I've noticed in the last ones they've just been haphazard. I'll start with Bamford and then go to a defender, then go to goalkeeper. So I've got them in squad order. So I guess if you're watching the replay as well, you can kind of go along and see where we are in the video and go to the ones that you want to see. But yeah, you guys are all putting names in the chat right now, but we'll go through them individually. Okay. Oh gosh, I've just removed it. Here we go. So Eric Dyer class is what you should be looking at. Well, Eric Dyer is not coming to Leeds United, and I think he's actually signed for Monaco. So he's going to be leaving Bayern Munich. Whoever you are, Listy, is that Listy? Yeah, he's going to Monaco this summer. I think he's agreed to deal with them. So there you go. Okay, let's go. First off, Alex Kearns. That's an easy one. Not really much explanation for that one. It's a sell. We don't need Alex Kearns in the Premier League, not even as a third choice. So there you go. Won't spend too long on that one. Who I do think should be the third choice, though, is Cardalo. I think we should take Cardalo with us as the third choice goalkeeper. We do need to invest in goalkeepers there, but if you have Cardalo as your third option, that's not too bad. And again, you're looking at it from a base level of where we were with the next goalkeeper we're talking about. His performance was absolutely fine, but even in the games that he did play, because he didn't have a lot to do, there were a couple of times where he did make some questionable decisions when he came out for the ball. It didn't hurt us, of course, because we're in this league and we're just the better team. But yeah, Carl Darlow, I would keep as the third choice goalkeeper. I would have no problem with that. Sean saying here as well, keep Darlow for sub. Yep, absolutely. And Paul here saying Darlow play for Newcastle in the Prem, decent backup. That's what I'm thinking as well. But I do think we do need to get two new goalkeepers. So I guess there's no spoiler on that one. Elan Melier, instant sell, has got no business being here at the football club. He's overstayed his welcome. I don't even know how long. He's overstayed his welcome since the Premier League, and he's progressively got worse. That's the most worrying thing about Elan Melier. He's actually got worse as a goalkeeper as the years go on. Usually goalkeepers mature, they get better as the years go on. They refine their game and improve their game. He actually has just gone down to a level now where the manager who backed him all the way, eventually through his choice and choices of other people, had to drop him in the running to make sure that we got into the top two. That's how bad this guy was. And he was that bad as well. And I always remember this because it was Tanaka's first goal, and it was a good goal against Hull. We didn't even speak about it because of the calamity that this man put us in against Hull City, amongst others. Don't need to go into it. We've spoken about Melier before. He has to go in the summer. I don't want him as a number 2. Don't want him as a number 5, number 10, number 13 in the squad. I'd rather get Nigel Martin from retirement and put him in. I trust him more than Melier. So absolutely no. Go Melier, have a good time in the summer. I hope you get a move somewhere else. I mean, he will get moves. This is the thing as well with Elan Melier. He will get moves because he's still got value around Europe. People say, no, he hasn't. Yes, he has. He will have suitors come the summer. Leeds United, though, this time, I know that they wanted a certain fee last season. You got to be a bit more gentle this summer. Have your valuation, but meet in the middle. Meet in the middle. Don't let it happen because we could have got rid of this problem last year. He should literally be at Marseille right now with De Zerbi, but we had a price tag in mind. They didn't meet it, so he had to stay. But hopefully we don't make that mistake again. So now moving on to defense. This may surprise some people, actually. This may surprise some people, but Pascal is on my squad bench. And let me just say this and just give the reasons why. I feel like we need a better defender starting in the Premier League than Pascal for one, and also his availability for me is questionable. And also the positioning, I noticed in the last few months wasn't there with Pascal. I think he was getting not comfortable, but because it was just so easy for him and Rodon, he was kind of like leaving his position a little bit, and he was getting turned a little bit more than he was at in comparison to the beginning of the season. And with Pascal as well, it's one of those where if we sell him for a good price and then replace him, I'd have no problem with it. So he's like on the bench / sell for me. But I think if you've got him as your third choice, your fourth choice in the squad, I'm happy with that too. So I mean, what say you, man? And listen, if you're behind and you're still talking about Melier, I'm not scrolling back up. So stick with me in the current chat. All right, stick with me. Barry here saying here, sell Pascal if you get good money. He's replaceable at Prem level. Samno says keep all day long. Chopper Dave saying spot on. Yep. Pascal agree. Bench option. We can't buy 3 centre backs, but we need at least one. Well, we can buy 3 centre backs, and this is the thing. And this will be when we talk about potential signings. Not every signing is going to be 20 million pounds, people. You can easily get 3 centre backs for very good money. I don't even know how much Forest paid for their 2 centre backs in total, but I don't think it was that much. Milinkovic in particular, you can get gems from around Europe. It's not hard to do. And there's even clubs that want to offload some defenders that could easily play in the Premier League right now. So you can buy 3 centre backs if you want to. But yeah, I'm just to say that. Paul saying here, Pascal backup isn't quick enough to start regularly. And Gavin here saying we need a more athletic, quicker defender. D Park here saying if there's profit to be made from Pascal, may have to take it here, or is the list strictly on playing form? Playing form? No. This isn't playing form, D Parker. This is just this is a list for who can play in the Premier League. So, like say, if Bamford had scored 10 goals in the last 3 games of the championship, that wouldn't alter my perception of his ability to play in the Premier League. Does that make sense? I hope that's clear for everybody. And again, like this Graham here talking about Roden getting spun yesterday, that doesn't affect my, my vision for him playing in the Premier League. It happens. Defenders get spun, but that's one occasion. If you can name any others where he got turned like that, then list them. But there won't be any because he's been that solid. But yeah, and Ryan here, this is it. The golf is massive, and this is something that you have to take into consideration, and which is why there'll be some players where you go, "Really, Cage?" I'll be like, "Yeah," because it's a different level. People always make the comparison, and we'll bring it up in a bit because it will be apropos to a certain defender. So yeah, Pascal on the bench. Joe Roden is a solid keep. That no hesitation for me. He can play in the Premier League. But what I will also say with Joe Roden, I want him to have competition, and I mean big competition. Because I'll be real with you, when we do this kind of squad here, in comparison to last season, there's not too many out and out starters where I go, that's the shirt and he's got it no matter what. There's not too many people. So even with the players that I believe should be starting, if Leeds United can recruit genuine competition for these players, it's better for the football club. May put some people's noses out of joint, but it's not about the individual, it's about the club. And I need to make that clear. It's about Leeds United Football Club, not the feelings of certain people. So Joe Roden for me is a solid keep. I think him and he's got a lot to prove. He wants to prove himself in the Premier League, and I believe he can play in the Premier League. It's going to be something where he's going to have to work on the physicality, because what he gets away with in the Championship, you won't get away with in the Premier. I mean, just watching some Premier League games yesterday, people, some of the fouls that you get in the Premier League just for little light touches, it's so infuriating, and that's something he's going to have to look out for. But I do believe he can make the adjustment. What say you? Matt here saying, yeah, Roden a starter, but we need competition. Absolutely. Okay, people still on Pascal. This is what I mean. So I mean, keep up, people. All right, so we'll move on then, because this is probably one of the videos in the last couple of years were like 1 hour 21 minutes. I'm going to try and keep it a little more concise, people. Max Verber up next. That is a sell for me. Fitness issues, ability wise, I think he can play, but his injury record, fitness issues, it's just not there, and I had high hopes for Max this season, because you saw him in the games where he actually played, when he had that little tiny, what was it, 2-game run. He was quality. He was so good. He was almost like a light Josko Guardiola, the way that he was defending, but then you see him in the opposition box with a lethal left foot shot. But the fact is, with Max Verber, I think it would just be for the best for him as well to sell him and obviously replace him, goes without saying. But I think he could probably do with a move back to Germany. What say you, people? Yeah, and I believe that too. Probably get a fee for a club like in Bundesliga. Absolutely agree. Sell Verber, I don't think he wants to be here anyway. I believe that too as well. Max, a definite sell. Verber too slow for the Prem. Obviously, sell guy was unavailable. Verber, bye. Anyone want to say keep him? I'm I'll flash it up, of course. I actually think coronavirus. I hope I haven't been done there, but a team in Germany will take Verber maybe 5 to 7. I actually think we get more for him. I consider the fact that we got 7, like nearly 8 million for Rasmus Christensen. I think we get more for Max Verber. Absolutely, even with his injury record, I think he's got a little bit more equity as well. So I think we get like nearly maybe 10, 11, maybe. But yeah, so yeah, everyone's saying sell. Fair enough. There we go. Okay, we'll move on from Max Verber. James DeBio, I would loan him out. Not going to spend too long on this, people. You don't need to, get excited with this one. But he was in and around the first team squad. But then even when we had injury troubles, he wasn't trusted to play. And if we are keeping with the same manager, you've got to think that the opportunity is going to be even more limited in the Premier League, which would be insane considering he hardly played. So for me, James DeBio, if they believe that he's still got promise, loan him out, maybe League One, and see how he goes playing regular football in a men's league, and go from there. Yeah, Nabino saying that. Okay, I'm moving on, man. I'm moving on. Jaden Bogle. Again, this may surprise some people. He is a keep for me, but he's a squad. He's a squad for me, and I just explain why. FIFA Cook becomes a member. Thank you so much, FIFA Cook. But yeah, keep Bogle. Absolutely want him in the squad, but I wouldn't be upset if we went out and got an unbelievable right back for competition. Okay, let's say it in that way. Because the thing is with Jaden Bogle, and this is gonna crop up maybe with Junior Firpo as well. There's so many examples where we saw Jaden Bogle on in the opposition's box and everything else like that. It's gonna be different next season. He's gonna have to defend a bit more. And we know at times, I think his defensive abilities, positioning has improved this season a lot as well, by the way, but he's going to have to be on it game after game after game. And he's going to need competition for me. So Jaden Bogle is a keep for me, but he's more of someone where I go, if we can get a right back that is an absolute outright first choice, do so because we're going to need defensive help. But what say you? Bogle great going forward, but defensively, yeah. Bogle, but needs to be on the bench. Got it, yeah. Ryan here saying there's certain players that will cook Bogle. He needs to improve. That's what I'm saying, and I can see it happening as well. Coronavirus, I'm just going to flash these up. Okay, Bogle would be a great option from the bench if we need to get a goal, and I think we need actual top defenders at both fullbacks. Yeah, Bogle bench. I don't know about his physicality. Yes, Bogle. Yes, keep Bogle. He needs stronger competition for his place. Yep. FIFA Cook saying Bogle bench, amazing going forward, but not what we need next season. Yeah. Oh, Rally St. Clair saying Bogle will be playing for England next season. Well, listen, I hope you're right because that means he'll be absolutely outstanding for us. But it's one of those things. Oh, well, you know what? Let's bring him up. I'm putting, and I know a lot of you are going to disagree, and I will flash it up, but Junior Firpo is a sell for me, and obviously he's out of contract, so it's just a case of letting him go and him signing for another club. But I do not trust Junior Firpo one iota in the Premier League, not even a smidget, people. And we're talking again, people always make the comparison with Leif Davis. Leif Davis was sensational in the Championship, had numerous assists, loads of goal involvement, heavy going forward. But we saw what Leif Davis had done to him this season, and it hasn't been pretty. Started off well enough in the Premier League, but it's been downhill. And like someone, Rally St. Clair, said about Bogle going for England, people were talking about Leif Davis for England in the first, 3 weeks of the season. That chatter quickly died down because when it comes down to the nitty gritty of defending, which is what football will be asked to do, he don't have it. And I've even seen it in the Championship. He's had a redemption in the Championship, don't get me wrong, and he's been absolutely brilliant for us. Okay, so don't mix the messages here. But when he's been asked to do some defensive work, especially one-on-one, it's been ugly. And it has, even in this division. So for me, it's a clear out there. Firpo, thank you for everything. Leave on a high note. Don't overstay your welcome, and see you later. But what say you? People saying Firpo's out of contract. I'm aware, but I can't put release. Okay, there's only so many options. Firpo can leave as a hero. Yep. Firpo release Firpo. Yep. Could Firpo be a bench option, or we need two left backs? We need two left backs, Marcus. I put it to you this way: if our first choice left back is out, okay, he's out for 3 weeks with an injury, and our next 3 games are Arsenal. Let's not even just go all big guns. Arsenal, Brentford with Embuemo on that side, and Newcastle. Let's go with those 3. Does anyone really trust Firpo to be defensively great in those 3 games? And this is where you have to break it down and break it down and put it into chunks as to where you see this player going. Our next 3 games: Arsenal, Brentford, Newcastle. Firpo is asked to start in those. How's it going to go? Tim here saying I would keep Junior as a squad attacking player. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's that good in the Premier League anyway. Championship he's been brilliant, but not Prem. But anyway, listen, like I say, I'll put up different opinions here. Keepers rotation for me. I think he would be great to bring on in search of an equalizer. Even Forest with Hudson-Odoi, exactly, man. Oh my days. Yeah. More reds than assists if he stays. Yeah, the Junior Firpo yellow card thing will be back again. Absolutely. But we need a clear. There's certain positions in the squad, people, that we just need to clear out, and we'll get to it a bit later on in the video as well. But it's not just about keeping players just because we don't have another one. You go and find other ones, and we've been promoted since the 21st of April. I don't want to hear any excuses, and that's going to be a large theme of this video as well. Scott saying any right winger would cook him in the Prem. I don't think everyone would, but a large portion of them would. And that's it for me. I'm just going to leave it there. If you disagree, obviously put it in the comments, but we've got to keep it moving. Got to keep it moving. Isaac Schmidt, I'm selling as well, people. Look, I've liked what Isaac's done when he's come on. But if we've still got Daniel Farker as the manager, as a defensive option, I'm not sure because I didn't get to see him enough. And that's just the truth of it. Didn't get to see him enough in the defensive role to give a solid opinion on him. And going forward, he was okay. He was fine, but he didn't like wow me to think, whoa, this guy's got something. Even in like small cameo roles, game work, which we'll get to later, it wasn't something where you go, oh, he really amazed me. I think he could cook in the Prem. So I'm just going to go sell with this one, but I'm sure that they'll keep him around for the squad. Maybe he'll be like the fifth option. Maybe he'll be the Sam Byram who also has to go. Maybe Schmidt will be the fifth one. Someone saying here, imagine selling Schmidt. Okay, wouldn't Schmidt be for the squad? I would loan Schmidt. Okay, yeah. But the thing is with that, though, Carlos, again, with Schmidt, he's not 20 or 21. He's 25 years old. He's 25. A lot of you saying Schmidt squad. Okay. Keep Schmidt. He can cover a lot of positions. Yeah. Yeah, you almost got me, Jazz. You almost got me. Feel sorry for Isaac. Clearly a play there, but needs to be sold or loaned. Okay. And in that as well with Byram, got to go. Yeah, listen, and I'll just keep it plain and simple. Schmidt is a decent utility player. Well, decent in the Premier League, Aaron, doesn't get you anywhere. It gets you relegated. Just saying that. But Byram, just simply put, he's done well, stood in well as a deputy. But I think, and this isn't taking just yesterday's game, but it kind of signifies quite a few. He's just very limited. Probably our best defensive player as a fullback. Probably the best defensive one when it comes to tackles, positioning. But you can see going forward, man, he just doesn't have it. And there was times yesterday where Solomon was screaming for someone to overlap him or give him another option on the left, and there was no one there. And that's just with Sam Byram. So if you were going to keep Schmidt as the Sam Byram role, okay, cool. But yeah, Sam Byram's got to go for me. Yeah, leave a hero too, man. Leave a hero. And that's it as well. Just simply put here, Paul Byram, great guy, but yes, can't take him to the Premier League. It would be suicide, man. It would be. And this is where some people probably think I'm being harsh, and that's fine. But that's what you've got to do in order to stay relevant in the Prem. You've got in order to stay in the Prem and build on what you've got to keep a core of the players. Of course you do, unless you've not in them Forest, of course. But you have to make tough decisions and say, I'm sorry, I don't see it working out for you in the Prem. I don't. Arinda in the house. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for your hard work this year, brother. Honestly, have no idea your show isn't as big as a square ball. I have a few ideas. Finally caught a live one, a rare thing. All the best, KG. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, and all this kind of stuff, Byram leads through and through. It don't matter, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, but yeah, he ain't good enough, absolutely. So let's move on to the next one. Ethan, absolute keep. We have had luck with Ethan Ampadu. What did he cost, man? 7 million? 7 million for Ethan Ampadu? I think it probably will rise now that we've been pro. Maybe it goes up to something like 10. Regardless, absolute bargain. And he is somebody who, if we didn't go up this season, I would have been sure that he would have been swooped up by somebody in the Premier League. He's got the ability to play there. He is absolutely crucial to the team. And we see it every time. By the way, Ampadu, he's one of those where when he doesn't play, people go, oh, we miss Ethan Ampadu. And it happens every single time. Some people, he didn't start the season very well, but then as he grew on, he got better. Then he got injured and he come back from the injury and he was a little bit rusty and then he settled in well again. Ethan is a crucial cog to the midfield. Now, of course, again, if you can get someone even better than Ethan, have at it. But I do think that he is a solid Premier League player and will be important for us going forward. What say you, people? Okay, let me have a sip. Yeah, Carlos here saying keep and still as captain. Ampadu saying keep, start. I wouldn't be worried about him in the Prem. Me either, man. Ryan saying he will love captain us in the Prem. Yeah, again, you know what? Much like Joe Rodon as well, he's got a bit to prove. He's got something to prove to say, you guys thought I was finished at the top level. I've got something to prove here, and he'll be hungry to do so, and I look forward to that, as well as his talent on the pitch. Ampadu is the only current player in the entire squad who's a guaranteed starter for me in midfield. Interesting. Okay. And what we're saying here, Hank saying here, I'd like to see Ampadu play 6 and have another pure 6. Yeah. That's another thing for me. This can't happen again and again. Once again, we've been promoted on the 21st of April, champions yesterday, but I don't want to see Ampadu back in defense. I know people love the Roden Ampadu partnership. Again, it's different in the championship compared to the Premier League. Completely different kettle of fish. And even Ampadu himself says he's a defensive midfielder. So keep him in there and get the defenders required to make sure that we don't have to see Ethan back in defense again. And yeah, absolutely great organizer, very vocal. He's the leader. That's what a leader is. And well, for me anyway, I'm not into all those quiet leaders, man. You know, quiet. No, absolutely not. Let's have a look here. What have I missed something here? No, I didn't miss anything there. Thought I did. Let me have a sip. What does that mean? Are you on the 49ers payroll, KG? Let me have a sip. What does that mean, Luke T? You'll have to expand on that. I don't know what that means. But no, I promise you, I am not on the 49ers payroll. If I was, then I can't say anything. Anyway, listen. Oh, this isn't even Red Bull, Luke. It's not Red Bull. I do drink it though, but yeah. So yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Gruev. It's a sell. We're gonna need better in midfield, people. We're gonna need more mobile midfielders. Brilliant defensive work from Ilya Gruev. You know, very defensively solid, but he will get absolutely found out in the Premier League for me. And I know I always go to the 3 in Newcastle. Forgive me though, but I just think you got Joel Linton, Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, and you give Gruev. If he had to start, they'd be eating him up. So for me, Gruev, I would sell and replace him with someone better. What say you? Gruev, a definite sell. Shelley saying sell Gruev. Nigel saying squad for Gruev. Jim saying Gruev sell. Sell Gruev, not good enough, afraid. If add to the transfer kitty. Scargill Hill saying, EU Gruev, my glorious king. Oh, I see you on your thumbnail. I'm sorry, Scargill, but I've got to keep it real, man. I salute to your profile picture. Gruev surprised me. I thought you'd say squad. Okay. Now, because we need better midfielders in there. He is good at one thing in particular, which is great. But in the Premier League, midfield energy is everything. And I think he'll be caught lacking. And sometimes he does take, you know, even under no pressure, 3, 4, 5 touches. Try doing that in the Premier League, people. It'd be a long day. Someone saying here, I'm torn on Gruev. Ruben though saying sell. Gruev not good enough for the Prem. Got to upgrade Gruev. Okay, and if you disagree, put it in the comments. We're going to move on though. Like I said, I'm going to try and keep this. I'm going to try and keep this one to be the shortest ever. This doesn't really need much saying. Giavogi, been a great cheerleader, been great behind the scenes as well, by the way. Joshua Giavogi, absolutely brilliant and crucial as well to some of the youngsters, and I know that for a fact, okay? But we got to be real here. It's no, just you know, thanks for everything, Joshua. I'm sure you'll be welcome back in the future, but yeah, Premier League, no. So we'll move on from that one. Yeah, we can move on swiftly from that one. Sam Chambers, I would say loan. He obviously has a future at the football club, but whether it is breaking into the first team more, I don't know. What I will say is that in the cup game that we did play against Millwall when we got knocked out, for me, he was the best player on the pitch. It was basically the second team, and I include Ramazani, Nanto in that. I thought Nanto did well as well, but Sam Chambers was one that actually stood out in that game. So there's obviously a player in there, and if we can loan him out again, maybe League One, get him, you know, full season under his belt in men's football, I think that would be good. What say you? Yeah, Chambers loan, yeah, and another loan, yeah. So everyone basically saying it, yeah. Loan to the champ or League One. Yeah, I would say League One. I would say League One myself. But listen, we'll see, won't we? Charlie Crew isn't in here, but what I would say with Charlie Crew, just remembered him now. He's been promoted with Doncaster. I know he's been in and out of the team there, but if Doncaster see a future for him, I would loan him back to that club as they're in League One now, so he can get League One football. So that's what I would do with Charlie Crew as well. Yeah, Lone Chambers and Crew, absolutely. All right, let's send him to Luton. Good idea. Good idea. Oh man, that's crazy, isn't it? Tanaka, it goes without saying, is a keep. How Tanaka is probably, he would be somebody if we got promoted, we'd be looking at another club if they weren't in Bundesliga 2 and saying we need to buy Tanaka. And he's another one like Ethan Ampadu, by the way. If we hadn't have gone up, oh my God, the vultures would have been circling. And I think, you know, a team like Brighton, maybe even Tottenham, would have been looking at How Tanaka and saying, go and get him. So How Tanaka for me has got all the attributes to play. And when I talk about the mobility and up and down nature, box to box nature of a midfielder that Gruev doesn't have, it's like the Tanaka. So, oh, was Crew extended the loan? Okay, all right, cool. Tanaka is all of that, and he gives you everything on the defensive side and the goal side. I think he finished the season with what, 5 goals? It was 5, wasn't it? I think it was. But yeah, keep the Japanese Modric. Ayo is a starter. Oh, sorry, How? Yeah, keep Tanaka. Oh, here we are. I think Tanaka should be on the bench. I'd buy a new midfielder to play next to Amps. And you know what, man? I'm not mad at that because we need, this game comes back to it. We need genuine competition. And as I'm saying, even for the 3 that I've got in the keep section, if they have genuine competition where you go, ooh, this is going to be interesting. Who's going to start the first game of the season? That's what I want. I don't want it to be this outright, these guys have got the shirts and that's it. We did that the last time we went up and look how it ended. No competition for the players, and they just strolled. They knew that there was no jeopardy of them losing their place. You need genuine competition. But for me, Tanaka can start in the Premier League. I've got no worries about him. Let's go. Yeah, our Samurai. Oh, okay. Darren here saying squad need to see how he performs against top opposition. That's fair, Darren. That's absolutely fair. Ben here saying again, and it's not pretty, but he's right. Tanaka plus Premier League commercial dreamland for the Japanese market. Ben's on the money. He's not wrong. You only have to look at, and I know Son's Korean, but go with me. You only have to look at that at Tottenham, man. They literally have a section in the Korea. The Koreans buy out the club store. So yeah, it will help immensely in that way. And Music and Matt are saying someone to compete with Tanaka for sure. Absolutely. And John, absolutely here as well. We need different profiles too. We need to up the height and physicality. Yeah. And that's the thing with Gruev as well. I don't think he's that physical, John. And again, that's another like mark against him in terms of what you're looking for. Because if you've got a defensive midfielder who's an absolute brick in there but can still move around a bit, that's something. But Gruev for me isn't the most physical as well. Just by all the Japanese players, they're all quality. Well, listen. Okay, well, so we'll move on from Tanaka. If you disagree, put it in. This one I know will cause some division. Now he's on loan, so he's not asked to sell, but I'm not bringing Joe Rothwell back. And let me take another sip. Yeah, Ampadu and Tanaka are the like perfect mix, aren't they? Perfect mix. Michael already started here. Rothwell, good squad option for a reasonable price. For me, absolutely not. Joe Rothwell is a very good championship player, but that's it. He's not a Premier League player in the slightest, in my opinion. Did well initially when he came in, you know, when Gruev and Ampadu went out injured, and he started off really well. But there's no coincidence that towards the end of the bad form that the team was having in midfield, there was a lot of calls for, you know, when is Ampadu back? When is, you know, so-and-so back? Because Rothwell wasn't performing. And even when you look at Rothwell, I got it wrong with Rothwell, because when we signed him, I said it was an upgrade on Kamara, and he was an upgrade on Kamara. He's a more progressive player than Kamara, but I thought he'd get at least 3-4 goals, and his shooting was awful. Like his shooting was actually bad. Joe Rothwell, he got himself into some real good positions to shoot, and it just went wide nearly every single time. I just don't believe in Rothwell in that way. And if the price quoted is like the 7.5 million, absolutely not. You can't be doing that. And his set pieces as well, we talk about that, they weren't that great. they weren't that good. Now I know there's not a lot in the squad in terms of height and everything else to pick from, but he did put in a lot of basic balls. Now progressing the ball forward, yeah, absolutely, good on that front. But for me, there just isn't enough to his game. And I think probably the best thing for him, especially if he wants to stay down where he is, down south. Southampton are in the championship now, Joe. I know you've been there before with different manager. You didn't get to play too much, but that could be your next best option. But for me, we shouldn't even be discussing this from Bournemouth. But if he's not good enough for Bournemouth, and Bournemouth have improved their squad, so let me not say this, and then people go, yeah, but look who Bournemouth have got. But look who they over replaced him with over and over again. There's a reason for that. So for me, Rothwell is a don't bring him back. But what say you? Ali here saying no to Rothwell. Two set pieces this whole season. Needs someone better. Leicester can have him. Uh, uh, Scott here saying agree with Rothwell. Carries the ball well and been pivotal in some games, but not prem. Yeah, it's just knowing the difference. That's all it is. It's just recognizing that he's a talented player at this level. But if you're asking him to play in the Premier League, and especially if we have an injury or two, it'd be long, man. It'd be so long. Okay. Listy saying here, Ruffle shoots with his eyes closed. So, yeah, Hank, a part of me dies when the corner bounces before the front post, and there was many instances of that. Listen, the cameo, take for instance a cameo against Sunderland, which was probably his most outstanding game overall, and it was a small cameo with the Pascal Strout goals. That was excellent. But then he comes in for a couple games after, and he was non-existent. And even in the away games, there was even like proof or something, numbers showing that in away games he was way less effective than when he played at Ellen Road, and that's at this level, people. So yeah, for me, it's an easy sell. But if you disagree, put it in the comments below. Brendan Aronson. Okay, this is going to be interesting. But again, we talk about positions that need overhauling. The 10 is one. Fullback is one. 10 is the other. And again, once again, we've been promoted since the 21st of April. Don't want to hear any excuses or Nanto complain the 10, Solomon complain the 10. I don't want to hear any of that next season. We've had enough time to go and recruit two 10s if you need 10s. We may not even need 10s, people. We may just need hybrid 8/10s who can work there, because when you look at the Premier League as well in total, there aren't too many out and out 10s. Even KDB, probably one of the best to ever do it, plays off the right or just like in that 8/10. For me, Brendan Aronson, no, and I've got to say this because if you don't say it, the people think you're hating. I supported Brendan Aronson at the start of the season when he was doing well, but he does not have Premier League acumen to his game. He doesn't have it, people. It's going to be a long slug, and if you're looking, people will say, "We'll keep him on the bench for energy." That don't fly in the Premier League, people. It doesn't work like that. Works in the Championship, works okay here. Doesn't work in the Premier League. He won't be effective enough. He did put on some size. I'll give him that. He did put on some, but you even see in this league here, he was getting swatted a little bit too easily, even in the recent game. For me, the whole 10 position needs to overhaul, 8/10 position needs to overhaul, and he's got to go for me. And the thing is as well, his stock is back up. So Leeds United could get some good money. I don't think we're going to get the 25 million we paid for him. We did overpay for him in the first place, but I think we can still get a decent price for him and get some better plays in those positions. What say you? I don't think he's going to stay in the Championship though, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. Nabino here saying, I don't think he has the legs to last the season or the quality to impact a game off the bench. He doesn't have the quality to impact it. When you're talking energy and moving around and looking busy, he's probably taken Forshaw's crown. But when it comes to actual effect in the game, especially in the last 4 months of the season, he's been non-existent, man. And if this manager is to stay, we know that he'll probably stay anyway, but it would be a nightmare, honestly. And I like Brendan Aronson, but I think he should just go elsewhere. Okay, it's just one of those. Brendan is Paul's here saying Aronson probably the same as Verba, move back to Germany or Austria. Oh yeah, yeah, Germany. I think Germany probably his best bet. Scott here saying just take the loss on Aronson. There's no way he can be our starting 10. He can't, man. Can't, man. 25 million. What were you thinking? Yeah, we just got rinsed. We got rinsed with a couple of players, didn't we? But yeah, if we did manage to get the 25 back for him, then that's excellent business by the 49ers. But like the comment above said, I think we may have to accept a loss on him. Is anyone thinking though that we should keep him, because it's all just he should go? And I know he does have some fans out there, especially from the US. Aronson just runs around like a child giving too many sweets, and he's too lightweight, gets knocked off the ball too easily. Yeah, it is. A couple of you saying he should go MLS. Okay. Uh, oh, squad. Okay, Shez saying squad player. Okay, yeah. Okay. And by the way, the people that keep saying he got overplayed, and I do agree he did get overplayed, but there's other players in the league as well, especially looking at Burnley, who have had players that have played most of the games and they didn't look as burnt out as Brendan. But the thing is, if your game is running around being energetic, then that's then on the manager to take you out, isn't it? That's no fault of Brendan. But if he's been ineffective, you can only judge him on the games that he's played and where he's been ineffective, and that's it. But yeah, okay. Jazz here saying bench, I think. So there you go. He's got one. He's getting one. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Let's move on. Ramazani. Oh my lord. Absolute keep from Ramazani. And again, this is the one where it all depends on the manager. The manager has to see something. If he's to stay, he cannot have the same kind of game time as this past season. And even when you look at Largy in the small sample size that he gave, and I'm not even going into the deep metrics. He got 6 goals and 2 assists. And I showed you a graph before on a video, maybe a month ago. He was getting less than 20 minutes per game when he came on a sub, and he was still being an impactful player. For me, Largy has got the technical ability, he's got the speed, he's got the game-changing speed to be a Premier League player. No worries for me about Largy, but again, it's going to all depend on the talks this summer, because him and his agent will definitely be talking to the club and saying, what is Largy's future here? Especially if Danny Farker is to stay, because he won't stay. You know what I mean? It's one of those where it might not be our choice to keep him. It could be another Charlie Creswell thing where he says, "Nah, man, I want to play football," and you have to respect that decision because he was not given near enough time. And as much as I love Solomon, there was a stretch of game Solomon wasn't on the boil. He could have come out for Ramazani. Aronson, he could have come out and readjust the Solomon in the 10 if you needed to, or Nanto in the 10, and he didn't do it. He just kept Ramazani staple to the bench. And some games as well, by the way, Ramazani didn't even get on the pitch, which is crazy. Even if you look back at this one here, he had a brilliant cameo against Bristol City, and Aronson did nothing for 80 minutes against Plymouth. Ramazani gets 10 minutes. Can't mismanage him like that. But he is somebody with Premier League capabilities. So for me, it's a keep. What we saying here? Jim saying here, large, you better future than Farker. Yep. Keep if Farker stays, loan him. He's not going to go out on loan. See, this is it, Marcus. You're talking like you are a fan. Largy Ramazani is not going to head out on loan unless it's a loan with a view to permanent move. In that case, that basically that's a permanent deal. But yeah, he won't want to be loaned out. He'll want to go where he can have a permanent home. Nigel saying if Farker stays, I think Largy will leave. He will have suitors. Oh, he'll definitely have suitors. He'll definitely have suitors. Keep top player in the squad. It was a shame how he was utilized. If he had the minutes DJ had, Ramazani would have done the same, if not better. Keep, I could see him starting too. Yeah, I agree with that. It's like one of those things, isn't it? He didn't get the opportunities like the other ones, and if he did get the opportunities, I mean, the way that he shoots, especially when there's a crowded box of bodies in the way, he somehow gets that ball through at times. And you just think, how many more goals would he have had if he was given more ample opportunities? And they were there to be had as well, people. So yeah, so keep. Yeah, and Ryan here saying mistake to sell. Parrot House as well, I think said keep. Shout out to you, Parrot House. I did see that one. Let's have a look. Bench or keep. Rads keep for sure. He'll do well. Yeah, Jack here saying he'll do well in our power and pace counter-attacking style. We'll have to play. That's it as well. That's another thing as well what people need to consider. We've been having the ball 60, 70, 80% of the time in the championship. If we do that in the Premier League, then we're doing very well. But the chances are we'll probably get it for 30, maybe 40% of the time, especially against the better teams. So it's going to have to be a different game plan, isn't it? So there we are. Yeah. God. Let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next one. Willie Nanto, keep. Absolutely keep. And again, this one will be one which will be interesting. But Willie Nanto, I know at times he wasn't great. I remember doing match reactions going, man, I wish Willie had given us a little bit more when he managed to get a start. But even in the limited time that he's played overall, 9 goals, 6 assists is not a bad return considering his overall game time. And more importantly for me, he is a Premier League player and he's done it already. So for me with Nanto, I think that he will take the opportunities to play in the Premier League. He'll be a bit more excited about it. He'll be a bit more motivated to play in the Premier League as well. And his skill set is Premier League level, always has been. So it's one of those things where, yeah, you may not have been wowed with him this season overall, but when you talk in Premier League players, he's going to be one that I think we'll rely on. Maybe let me just put him in the squad. Let me put him in the squad. Okay. So what say you people? Yeah, Jacob saying credit to Willie. His goal contributions are brilliant for his limited minutes. Uh, Ted saying Nonso scores many crucial goals, a winner. Absolutely. What we're saying here, Parrot House, keep Nonto. Yeah. Bench squad was good in the Prem. Keep the pint size maestro. Keep Nonto with competition. Yeah. Keep squad. Who is this? Good God. Oh, Andy saying depends. If you could get 30 million, sell. Ooh, well, there you go, Andy. That's a good question. If you can sell Willie Nanto for a good fee and he's happy to go and you replace him with somebody else, then yeah, I would say yes, Andy, to that question. Willie Nanto's passing shooting is next level, yeah. And CG here saying keep, like you say, he'll come alive in the Prem, and that's what I envision for Willie Nanto as well. So let's move on. Let's keep this thing ticking because I see how these things go long now. DJ, right. Keep squad. He's a keep anyway. DJ. He needs a new contract as well. But we're going to need another right winger. Okay, we're going to need another right winger out there. Again, the difference in the leagues is vast, and we see with DJ in the championship redemption arc, he's been fantastic. But there have been games where he'll get it on the fourth, fifth try. In the Premier League, you probably won't get the fourth, fifth try. So it's one of these where we're going to have to hope that his game continues in the way it has been. He's in prime age now as well, by the way, so he's worth a shot in the Premier League. Yes, for me, squad. What we saying here? Squad, keep, squad. Yeah, I'm in an arm between keep and squad. You know what? Let me put him in squad for now. Okay, let me put him in squad because that right hand side does need another winger. Absolutely does. He should be second choice right winger. Yeah, DJ off the bench. That's what I see, Ben. I see him being when you're talking impact with 20 minutes to go and you need something. That's what I see Dan James as. Yeah. Squad player, bench. Okay, DJ keep squad. What impact he could be off the bench? He's found some confidence in playing in consistent position. Yeah, can't deny his speed is an asset. I mean, speed is great, Ruben. But there's been plenty of players that have been quick, and then when it comes to the final action, it's like, well, what happened there? You know what I mean? It's one of those where, but that's what he's improved on, and that's what you can only hope that he takes forward into the Premier League as well. That he comes up with crucial goals and things like that when he's been given the opportunity. Because with DJ, he'll always find the opportunity just from his speed alone. But then it's that final action, and he's going to need to be composed in the Premier League. That's what it is. And just one thing as well. I know some of the injuries aren't his fault, but he has been getting injured a little bit more, which I noticed in a few games, and maybe some of you will remember as well, where he had one-on-one runs with defenders and he lost a couple of them. I'm not saying that he's just completely lost all his speed, but he's lost a dash of pace that he used to have. But maybe that will help out with his composure in the Premier League. Who knows? But yeah. No, and I didn't include JB, or I've already mentioned Charlie Crew, Michael, but JB, that's another one that's not on this list. JB for me, again, is on the loan list. I would loan him back out again. I think, by all accounts, he did pretty well at Plymouth. Maybe he stays there for a League One campaign. Maybe he goes back to the Championship. Who knows? But yeah, I would keep JB, but loan him out for sure. Dan James rolling it back to knocking the ball forward and running into defenders. Oh man. So yeah. So DJ, give him a new contract, squad player. And the thing is as well with DJ, by the way, even with a new contract, if Leeds do find out that he's not up to it in the Prem, he's got name value, and you can sell Dan James on. Probably will not get the 25 million back that we paid Man United for him. But yeah, I've got no concerns with DJ, but I do want somebody else over there. So yeah, let's have a look. Potential. Yeah, Snoop Huggy White here. Potential injury suspects need looking at hard this season. We're going to need to be as competitive as possible. Absolutely. Absolutely. The bottom three, just for a reminder for people, the bottom three teams in the Premier League this season, the relegated ones, have won 11 games in total. Not one of the teams have won 11 and another one's won 11. All three together combined have won 11 games. That's what we're up against. We're up against Tottenham being in 16th position, West Ham currently 17th. Wolves on a 5-game winning run before this weekend. And they're going to improve in the summer. So we are going to have to, we're already starting behind. We're going to have to be as ruthless as possible, man. So let's move on. This, please. If I could put him on twice, I'd put him on twice. But Harrison, yeah, you're not coming back, and he shouldn't be coming back. Leeds United need to make all the moves that necessary to make sure that he's one of the first out the door. What I don't want is him. I said it in yesterday's stream, and I said it in jest, but I can definitely see it happening with someone like Harrison. Oh, I never wanted to leave Leeds. I just wanted to stay in the Prem, and now I'm here. I'm going to give it my all. I don't want to hear that nonsense. We don't need players like him. He's too weak. He's scored 1 goal all season, by the way, people, for Everton. Fantastic return, excellent return. Yeah, just sell Jack Harrison. We spent 11 million on him in total. I think we can easily get that back, or somewhere near, maybe 8 or something like that. Maybe he goes to the MLS. I know there was rumors of him going back to the MLS, but for sure, Harrison, yeah, he's not staying here. Can't happen, man. I'll be stunned, man. Oh, now this is somebody we need to get. All right, this is somebody we need to get. Let me just take a sip again. We're almost at the end, people. Almost at the end. I would rather keep Harrison than Harrison. Manor Solomon is an easy keep for me. Now, of course, there's going to be a limit, and it all depends. We won't know until the next few days. I guess we'll find out what's happening with Solomon and where he sees himself. Maybe where Tottenham see him, especially if Big Angie's to leave. Maybe they look at Manor and say, you know, you deserve another chance here. Especially wait until the new manager comes in. Let's see what he thinks of you. But for me, if he's dead set on coming to Leeds United, absolutely sign him up. He is a Premier League player. Not only is he a Premier League player, people, he's a Champions League player, ex-Champions League player. And not just because he was there on the off chance of being in the squad. He was one of Shakhtar's main players. And we saw this season, the talent was always there. It was the fitness. And that's the thing that worries me in terms of other teams now looking at him saying, wow, he's fit again. Let's go and have a look at Manor Solomon. And that's the only thing that could probably stop a deal being done. Obviously, the price as well, in terms of what Tottenham are asking for. I've said if you can get him for 20, 25 after add-ons, you're doing well. I think, because he's got a few years left on his deal as well, by the way. So it's not like he's only got a year left and we're in the driving seat. We're not. So if you can get him for the right price, I would love that sweet spot of 20, 25 million after add-ons. But yeah, absolutely keep Manor Solomon for his quality, his game-changing ability. He's going to be vital for us if we are to keep him in the Premier League. So what say you? Yeah, Jacob, got to get it done early. Yeah, either get it done early or man will come out and to Spurs and say, I'm not interested in going anywhere else. I've enjoyed my time at Leeds and I want to continue my journey there. And that way you just shut off any chance of an auction. That's the best way that can happen for us, but we shall see. Kieran here saying, keep man order, but that goal yesterday stuck a couple of million on the Spurs valuation. Man's ripped as well, by the way. Man's ripped as hell. Snoop Huggy White saying here, I like Solomon, but just know the minute we sign him, he will need 2 new knees by November. That's the only thing that was worrying me, Snoop Huggy White. And I mentioned it in the when we signed him, but he's proven that his fitness is fine. He's gonna get injuries, players get injuries all the time, but it's not as gonna be severe like we probably thought when we first signed him, where it's like, oh, he's going to be out for 6 months. He's proven his fitness, man. And I even remember, I think it was that Trey Hume against Sunderland, at Sunderland, where Trey Hume knocked him in his knee and he went down. I thought, oh, he's going to be out, and he just got straight back up. So yeah, he's durable again, man. Solomon, definite keep. Fee and player dependent, absolutely, yeah. Nige, could we keep him on loan again? Now, Nige, that's a perfect scenario. That is an actual perfect scenario, man. If you could get Manor Solomon on loan again because Tottenham don't want to sell him or see a future for him, beyond next season, then that would be lovely, wouldn't it? But if you can get him permanently, then do so. But yeah, that would be brilliant, Nigel. Yeah, even his back is ripped beyond belief, man. Yeah, man. Ben saying here, KG, you think you could be the 10? No, no. Only this season because we didn't recruit properly. I would say yes. Keep him on the wing. Don't leave any gaps in the squad where we need to go. But Nanto can play here, or oh, he can play left back. Let's not do that. Let's not do that in the Premier League. So for me, I'm going to say here now, Ben. No, we shouldn't see Solomon in the 10. He probably can play there, but he needs to stay on the wing. We're in his strongest position. Uh, but Jacob here is in opposing the loan. Better to get him locked in for the next few years. Yeah, I'm just thinking about like fees and everything else we're going to need to do in the summer. We will have to loan some players. We're going to have to bring in some loans on, just to help round out the squad. But yeah, listen, let's go, let's go. Yeah, exactly, Jacob. No more square pegs, please. Absolutely not. So Solomon, absolute keep and a starter. Sam Greenwood, he's got a year left on his deal. Cell's is getting a. Oh, there it is. Okay, yes, Cell. He's got two columns now. Yeah, Sam Greenwood, we're not going to spend long on that one. So he's got a year left on his deal. We'll never make the cut here. Good luck to Sam Greenwood. So there you go. Who's next? Joe Gelhart. Sell also, once again, had lots of promise when he first joined. But he needs, for himself and his career, he needs a new permanent home. So Joe Gelhart, same boat as Sam Greenwood. Again, we can move on very quickly. So Patrick Bamford is once again, no spoiler alert here, no shocker, is an easy sell. He's ended the season in hopefully his final year at Leeds United with 17 matches, a lot of substitute appearances, no goals, no assists. Game people can talk about limited time on the pitch, and I agree he didn't have too much, but he did get ample time, more than Ramazani in one game. Remember when he came on for half an hour for one game, which was absolutely insane for me at the time. But he's got no goals, no assists. And when you look at Nanto, you look at Ramazani, who have had limited time also, they've managed to get in the goal involvements. And listen, when his video is done, they're going to include that offside goal that wasn't offside. It should have counted, but it didn't count. It's as simple as that. You can't just keep on claiming stuff when the decision's been made. He's just been here. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm not going to stay long on this one, people, to be quite honest. He's just been here far too long. It's time now. I know his wages and everything would have gone back up, but according to everything, people, he wants to play first team football. And that is not going to be at Premier League Leeds United. It's not. It shouldn't have been at Championship Leeds United, never mind Premier League Leeds United. So Bamford, I hope you find a new home. Ryan Reynolds is calling. Go do the thing with Wrexham, man. It will up your profile as well in America. Lovely stuff. But yeah, just for me, it's time. It's time. And even with the wage increase, what is there, a year left on his deal? If they can't find a club, they've got to sever ties in the summer, come to a mutual agreement, just so he's not here anymore. Because while he's still here, I saw it so much after his two cameo appearances where he played half decent. One of them was where he scored the offside goal, and the other one where he was running around with a bit of energy and took a shot. That's all it takes for this guy to get back in the favor of majority of the fan base, just a little bit of effort. And for me, no, that's not enough. Wrexham here, sell him to Wrexham, sell Bamford. Yeah, I'm not going to take opinions on this one. I'll be real with you. I want to move on from it because it's just let's just move on. Oh, this one's going to be an interesting one. I'm interested with you guys on here. Okay, Joel Peru, people. Let me get him in the right spot. Joel Peru, I'm keeping him, but I'm going to be putting him in the squad section because I'm, again, with just like the other keeps above, I want genuine striking competition for Joel Peru. And I mean, we can get them as well. We probably have to recruit 2 strikers. Okay, we probably need to recruit 2 strikers next summer, even with keeping Joel Peru. But I would keep Peru as a squad rotation. I've got no doubts. I know there's a lot of doubts about his general game, but when you talk in Premier League, you don't have to be that physical. You just don't have to be. And with his technical ability and more importantly, his finishing ability, I believe that he will get some crucial goals for us in our battle for survival next season. So for me, Joel Peru is an absolute keep, but in the squad section. Okay. But what say you? What say you? Peru squad. Oh, God, can't believe I missed this. No problem, man. Ruben here saying, oh, man, what's going on here? I'm trying to click on some of your comments here, but Ryan here saying Peru has done enough to stay and play a part. Jacob here saying squad play him in the last 20 minutes a game. Peru could get 6 to 10 goals as a backup. Yeah, I see him in like the 8 goal range, Kieran. Oh, sorry, Jacob. I see him in like the 8 goals. If he's getting not regular football and he's made, making cameos here and there, I think you could get eight goals, maybe even more. Who knows? But yeah. Oh, okay. Chucky, I saying there, though, Peru nowhere near good enough for the Prem. Will get good money from teams just relegated from the Prem. Yeah, he's not going back to the championship. He's not going back. But here, Snoop Boggy White saying here, not for me. KG goes missing for 6 games at championship level. He'll be lucky to get 3 goals. Kevin saying bench player. Jack saying he can stay, but we need a starting striker. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Hanky is saying agree Puro to be one of the 3 number 9s. That's what it is for me. And Jack saying he'll get 4 goals, but CG also saying here, really good point. I think he'll get better balls in the Prem. Pause. But yes, yeah. 24, yeah. Paco saying Peru's not for me. Sell, okay. And Shez also saying can't see make it in the Prem. I knew this one would divide people, and it's an interesting one to have, isn't it? But yeah, I think we get in 2 more strikers along with Joe Peru. So let's have a look. Who's left on this list? Got to be close to the end. Mateo Joseph again. I'll bunch these in together actually. Mateo Joseph and Harry Gray. It's one of these actually with Harry Gray. I'm not sure if we loan him out or just keep him around the first team while we're in the Premier League, just so he's in that Premier League environment. Maybe we keep Harry Gray around. So I'm putting him in loan just in case they can find him a really good loan where he's the out and out first team striker for whoever he goes to. But I'm not opposed to keeping Harry Gray around the squad. He's an absolute keep for me. You don't sell Harry Gray, by the way. He could potentially be the future of the football club if he's developed correctly. But Mateo Joseph, on the other hand, I would load him out personally. But again, if this manager is to stay, he may want to go back to Spain on a permanent deal. And the loan that I would do for Mateo Joseph is back to Spain because I know that he's very comfortable there. He feels at home at Spain. And I think La Liga would be a perfect ground for him, perfect league for him to develop his striking skills at men's level and in the top league. And I think it would do him a world of good if we could loan him out. But unfortunately, because of the game time that got limited, and you saw even Bamford was, overtook him in the end. If he wants to leave, much like a Ramazani who wasn't getting the required minutes, Leeds United may have to bow to that request and say, fair enough. As long as we get a decent price for you, you can go. But when I saw the best price of like, what was it, 10 to 13 million, it would be a big mistake, man. You could get easily double that if you allow him to develop properly. People are going to judge him after 1 season that he's had in men's football where he didn't, after a while, his opportunities got limited by the game. It's a big mistake to do that, in my opinion. So I would loan him out if given the choice, but if he does decide to leave, I would not hold it against him. Let's see, what's this here? Ruben saying cannot sell Joseph. Nabina saying Joseph was disappointing, but there's a player in there he needs a loan. Okay, yeah. FIFA loan Joseph, yeah. Okay, CG saying I think Joseph is a hidden talent that deserved a chance, but Farker left it too late and too risky in the Prem. Yeah, Jonathan here, loan Mateo, Harry Defo squad for Prem experience. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Unless the loan is absolutely unbelievable for Harry Gray and he's like the first choice striker wherever he goes, then yeah, I would keep him around the Premier League squad just so he gets that feel of the Premier League around him. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Jacob here as well. The first 5 games, Joseph was immense. There's a player there. Yeah, I mean, he started like a house on fire, didn't he, man? He was getting goals, and if he wasn't getting goals, he was getting assists. But it was a tough run for him. I'm not just going to put it on Farke. It was tough on Joseph as well in terms of not being in the right positions at times. There was always going to be teething problems, but then you've got to give him the opportunity to try and correct that, and he didn't get it. So there we are. There we are. So there we are in terms of that. We'll move on. And again, all right, lastly, it's the manager, Daniel Farker. Right. Okay. Can we loan him out? No, I'm joking. I'm going to put him here for now in squad, only because we don't know what's going to happen in terms of in terms of Daniel Farker at this moment in time, people. We won't know until after the parade, until we start signing players. I think because the 49ers are not coming out just to say he's our man, and it would just be easy for them to do so. It would stop all the noise. It would stop other managers, by the way, talking about the Leeds United position, and we can just move on. They don't have to overcommit to him saying he's our manager for next season. They just have to say Daniel Varka will start the season with Leeds United, and you just go from there. Simple as that. That's all you have to do. You know, that's not a long-term commitment. That's just making your stance clear that there's going to be no more manager talk for the rest of the summer, so we can just concentrate on recruitment. Easily done, right? But Daniel Farker, for me, has definitely earned the right to be a Premier League manager in Leeds United. The 100 points, the goal total, 95 goals, a good defensive record, which could have been better, by the way, if he had just made one simple change. But this is where it gets tough for me. I don't think he's a tactical manager. I don't think in the slightest he's a tactical manager. And even if you want to look at yesterday's game against Plymouth, and I tried to keep it as light as possible yesterday against Plymouth, in that we just won the league, but there were red flags in that one yet again. In terms of Brendan Aronson starting the game, Ramazani not making the start, and then coming on with 10 minutes to go and keeping the same shape all game long. These things work for Daniel Farke in the championship. You try that in the Premier League, you get cooked. You're not playing Plymouth next season. So whereas games where he's been persistent and not making a change till the 65th or 70th minute, if you do that in the Premier League, where in the championship we usually maybe drawing the game or sometimes maybe 1-0 behind, in the Premier League we're probably 2-0 down. And that's the differences you make. All the stats that are lovely about him, and they are good stats for the second tier. Like when we've been ahead, we've won every game. I think that's like 40 games now, which is great. But let me see that in the Prem. If we're ahead in 10 games in the Prem and we've won seven of them, then that's excellent. That's excellent work. But will it be done? And that's the thing, because then it's about game management. Because once you're 1-0 ahead in the Prem, the other manager is cooking up something new for you. And it's the way all the time. I know I said that, but we literally played them yesterday. I love Plymouth. I love Plymouth. But and also as well with Farker, I look at things like attractability in terms of players. And when you look at some of his squads, what he's had, I don't really find any of those players attractive. If you're looking at maybe Buendia, possibly, who would possibly come, but there's not a lot of attractiveness with ex-players that he's got, or maybe future players that he could possibly attract. So there could be an issue there. It's Jack here saying sacking him feels grimy, but we should do it anyway. And I just want to say this as well. For me, the manager is no different than the players we talk about here. If you want to say that Daniel Farke has earned the right to be a Premier League manager, then every single player has earned the right to be a Premier League player. But it doesn't work like that, does it? It doesn't work that way. You got to know that there's going to be a difference. And when you're seeing, again, the 4-2-3-1, just the standard 4-2-3-1 being followed, no variation, no deviation away from it, no matter what, until we're losing. And then it's take off a midfielder and throw on an attacker of kitchen sink tactics, which will get you absolutely cooked in the Prem. You do have to look at it and go, can he adapt? I asked this question last summer when we failed to go up the first time and Ipswich took the spot. I said, we need to see Daniel Farke adapt. We need to see him utilize the squad more. We need to see him be flexible with the formations, which he did try in the summer in the friendly games. He tried a couple with a back three, and of course the 4-2-3-1. But as we saw through the season, it was the same tactic the whole games. And listen, it's gonna work for you when you've got this squad of players. I say it again, with the squad of players we have in the league that we're in, we should have had over 100 points. And again, that decision could have been helped by him in terms of taking Melier out, but he stuck with him until he was told that he needs to change him. There's just certain things that what you get away with in the champ, you won't get away with in the Premier League, and that does scare me. I'm not going to lie to you, that would scare me. But Carlos here is saying here, sacking after winning the league with 100 points sends a negative message. Looks harsh. You can say it sends a negative message. I definitely say it looks harsh. I'll agree with you there. But I think it sends an ambitious message. I think it sends the same message that Bill Foley sent at Bournemouth, where Gary O'Neill kept them up, but what people forget, he lost the last 4 games of the season. But he said, you know what, man, we're going in a different direction. We need better. And now you look at Bournemouth. Are they even thinking about Gary O'Neill today? No, they're not. But what I will say as well is don't replace Daniel Farker with just anybody. I've always maintained that you don't just let go of Daniel Farker just to get someone else in just for the sake of it. Can't do that. You've got to get someone outstanding. You know, you've got to get someone who's the next level above. Now, um somebody had the 3 names, and I hope it hasn't gone up too far. I'm gonna try and scroll a little. Uh let's have a look. Yeah, I can't find the comment now. Okay, yeah, here we are. Someone's put a couple of names here. Nutson, Benitez. I know that's not Rafa Benitez. Okay, maybe you haven't got the names. Yeah, Mata. Yeah, Mata. If you're getting a Thiago Mata in, it's a no-brainer for me. You absolutely get Thiago Mata. Yes, there you are. Not Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank isn't coming to Leeds United. No, I think Thomas Frank next job probably going to be the Tottenham one. Look out for that. But yeah, if you're talking Thiago Mata, a Nutson as well, with his style at Bodo Glimt, you've got to say that's an upgrade. As harsh as it is, it's just like upgrading any of the players that we've got in the sell section here. It's about being better or having someone better. Now, what I've said before, and I'll say it again, Davide Ancelotti as well has been linked as well. Yeah. What I will say is all the coaches we've been linked with are flexible coaches, which Danny Farker isn't. They all have different formations, different plans, different tactics, different game plans for different opponents, which Daniel doesn't. And we've seen that in 2 years, people. You can't, please don't try and rewrite history and say he's had different plans. He hasn't. Even the one against Luton where he said himself after the game, we knew that they would, when it goes out of play, they take their time and they'll have the long throw-ins. Then why continue playing it down the wings? Do something different. If you know that's their plan and that's their strength, why continue to play that way instead of deviating your formation, deviate your tactics a little, and do something different? It's the same plan for the whole 2 years. But yeah, Fabregas would be mine as well. That would be one. Again, he's been looked at by some very, very big clubs, but it's up to Leeds on this one. It's up to Leeds. If you're getting me an absolute upgrade on Daniel Farker, I'm all for replacing him because, like I say, I want the thing as well. Let me just say this: I want him to prove me wrong. Okay, there's no joy for me with Leeds United struggling in the Premier League if he's to stay. No joy for me at all. You've seen me before when we've struggled in the Premier League. It's not pretty. All right, it's not pretty for me. I want him to prove me wrong. He's already said in press conferences about people that doubt his ability at Premier League level. He's got nothing to prove. Cool. I want you to prove that you can make it. All right. Because it's only betterment for my football club, which again is my only agenda. I just don't feel he's got the tactical nous to do it in the Premier League. And that's it. That's all it is. And this is it as well, Ryan. It would be nice to have longevity with the Leeds manager too. I would love it. I'd love not to talk about hiring a new manager and we continue with Daniel Farker. And you can maybe rival David O'Leary for accomplishments in my era. I know there's people older that have won leagues and cups. I got you. I know, respect you all. But, I'm talking about being one of the best teams in England, one of the best teams around Europe, and being genuine competition for those top spots, because we can get there eventually. It's going to take time. It's going to take building blocks. Of course it is, but we can get back there one day with the resources and the power that this club has. But yeah, I would like to see a manager stay here. But yeah, Richard here saying afternoon KG. Thanks for the super chat, Richard. Afternoon KG. What a feeling, still hungover, but wow, yeah, it's brilliant, man. It's brilliant. Kevin here about Jose Mourinho again, because that one's not going away either. Jose will make it about himself and not Leeds. Yeah, I mean, he does do that, Kevin. You're right. But with Jose as well, he's not the same Jose as before. But if you're looking for someone to really lock it down and get you those 1-0 stinkers, which we're going to have to do at times next season, people, it's going to be tough. I need to repeat, it's going to be tough next season. Then there's no one better for the job than Jose. No one better. Absolutely no one. And also as well, he's got a bit of character on the sidelines, which again, this is something I spoke about when we were in the Premier League last time. We had managers that, referees are human people. They didn't take him seriously. They didn't take him seriously at all. When Jesse Marsh is complaining and Javi Gracia is, getting a word out occasionally, they didn't care. And you see it this season as well. I saw it recently with Ipswich and Arsenal. Some of the Ipswich back staff talking to the referees, they're just like laughing off, shrugging like, you guys aren't going to be in next season. There is that to be considered as well. You know, and influence does matter on the sidelines because it can change a referee's decision. Jacob here saying, I rate Jose, but most of the fans will hate him. I reckon it could get ugly fast. It's either or with this one, Jacob. I think either the fans would love the fact that he's got that siege, us against the world mentality, or they really just would outright despise him if he comes out with any of the nonsense like he's been doing with Fenerbahce. It's one of those. It could go either way with that one. But the thing is with Daniel Farker, what I will say is he doesn't draw that kind of feeling. Some people are just indifferent to Daniel Farker, which for me is probably the worst feeling. Where you're like, yeah, yeah, if he stays, all right. If he goes there, I think that's the worst feeling you can have about anything in life. Never mind just a football manager. But yeah, Jose would definitely get you on either side, hate or love, right? Uh, Kieran here saying Jose will keep us up, but I don't want a main character manager. There we are. There we are. uh, KD saying here he ruined Mez, should have swapped Darlow in earlier, misuse of Raman, ran DJ into the ground. Farker has to go no to Jose though. Okay, yeah, and you know what, KD's you've also got to put in there as well, Brendan Aronson, because he got ran into the ground too. But again, giving him his props. 100 points is nothing to sniff at, but what I will say in this as well is that he got 90 plus points with Norwich in 2 previous times as well, and then got 5 points at one point when he was sacked, and 11, or no, not 11, was it 15 and another? I don't remember the point totals, but he came back down with a pretty low point total. Maybe it's 21, could be something like that. But again, people talk about he wasn't backed and everything else like that. But I saw how the Norwich team played people, and that's where my advantage is over people that just say he only got 8 million to spend. I saw how he utilized that team, and it was a disaster. He was asking those players that weren't good enough at the time but had potential to be good to play high lines and run back against people like Suarez and all these guys. It was insane, some of the stuff he was trying to cook up, and Norwich will get beat 5 and 6-0. And that's something he'd have to change as well on this time around. And I can only hope, if he's to stay, that he's learnt from that. Andy here saying Jose be a Leeds Villa, maybe. I think he would be, man. I think he would. Andy here saying here, could the top manager also persuade players to come to the club? It's big on that. Listen, Leeds United Premier League is already a big draw as it is. We can attract players, okay, and I'll make some suggestions in the coming up next week. But of course, a top manager as more pull. Listen, I'll give you Cesc Fabregas as an example. He's recently just played, really. And you think of the kind of players that watch Cesc Fabregas playing, they'd be like, oh, I'd love to play under Cesc Fabregas, especially like a talented midfielder. I'd love to learn from Cesc Fabregas, multi-winner, Spain, club football. What a player. One of the best playmakers the Premier League's ever seen, by the way. So underrated. But you think of that, Fabregas, who are you going to go to, Fabregas or Farker? One of those. Marco Silva or No, I don't think they go to Leeds, Rally. I think Marco Silva, I think he's going to stay at Fulham anyway. But I don't think he'd move to Leeds. No, and Oliver Glasner from Palace. Nah, I don't think we get those kind of coaches. But there are coaches out there that you could get if we were to replace Farker, which I guess we'll find out in a few days. People, I guess once the parade's over and everything else, we'll have a clearer picture. But Daniel, man, all I want is for you just to change, man. You're gonna have to, because what I will say is if Daniel does stay, people, is if Daniel stays, he's not going to have long to prove himself. People keep talking about 10 games. 10 games is too long in the Premier League. You cannot burn through 10 games with a low point total. You're just asking to be relegated. If it doesn't go well for him from the start, I would say in the opening 5 games, he'll be done. Because Leeds United, 49ers, and all the investors, especially with the ground that's being planned, and it's going to be done by 2030. You can't risk it. You can't risk it. So he has to go off to a flying start and keep up some momentum. It's going to be difficult, but that's what he's paid the big money for. Calvert-Lewin, no, not for me, Reese. Far too injury prone. I'm sure he'll land somewhere. I think maybe like a Wolves will probably take him, but no, for me, we've had enough with injury prone number 9s. We don't need another one. Martin here. I know, Martin. You're very steadfast on Far Cry, and I understand, man. But yeah, you can't teach an old I'm assuming that's a dog, right? In German, new tricks. But that's the problem with it, man. He's proven. The thing is, he's proven he doesn't change. And people will, again, will come back to me and say, yes, Cage, but he got promoted with champions with 100 points. But I will always answer to them back. I believe any manager worth his salt with the squad that we've had this season in this terrible league where Bristol City have made the playoffs with Naki Wells up front could have got this squad over 100 points. Anyone could have done. Maybe not with the good defensive record. I think maybe they would have played a little bit more open, a bit more expansive at times. But anyone could have done it. I'm sorry. It's not. It's a great achievement. I'm really trying not to take it away. It is a really good achievement, but I think anybody worth their salt, any manager could have done that with this Leeds United team. I genuinely do. But now it's the next test. It's the Premier League. What can you do when the times get hard in the Premier League when we're down a goal? What's going to happen? Are you going to leave it till 60, 70 minutes? Are you going to keep it as a 4-2-3-1 no matter what? It's going to be interesting, man. Reese, what's these names you keep on putting it? You must not be a long-term subscriber of this channel, right? No. Calvin Phillips, no. Calvin Phillips doesn't even get ahead of Ampadu or Tanaka. You know what I mean? And I swear he's out injured now. I'm sure he is. Man. Nah, please, no. That's where the 49ers have got to be a bit different. They got to avoid all the regular transfer names that go around in a circle and a cycle. I mean, Connor even messaged me one the other day of Sam Johnston. I'm like, no, we're moving on. We've got to move on. You can't be just keep on going back to these names that we've been linked with for like 4 years. You know what I mean? Oh man. But yeah. Oh, Oipa here. Has anyone mentioned Vardy? I may have missed it. Just a thought. Yeah, Vardy on a free. Hey man, listen. He's still got it, but I even saw the not the downturn of Jamie Vardy because he's still for me a legend, but you can see his game has regressed. That burst of speed that he used to have obviously isn't going to be there anymore. Maybe he needs to take 2 Red Bulls before a game now instead of just 1. But yeah, I mean, if you get Vardy on a free, I mean, you're not sniffing, turning your nose at it. But man, it's a tough one for me. I want to. There's other options out there that we can possibly get, even on a free. By the way, people, not everything's going to cost money. But yeah, but Vardy for me, he's on his way down. I'd say. But yeah, we'll see where he ends up, man. Maybe he goes Wrexham. Yeah, 30. Yeah, I didn't even see. I keep forgetting he's like 38 now. Yeah. And Will saying Vardy on the free, no thanks. Yeah. We got to move past that. I would have loved Vardy, but man, 5-6 years ago, but is what it is. But yeah, what we say is that's the last one, obviously, with Daniel Farker being the last. So yeah, let me just go over this now. In the keep, yeah, Roden, Ampadu, Tanaka, Ramazani, Solomon, squad, Strauch, Darlow is your third choice, Bogle, Nanto, Dan James, Peru. Farker is there for now because we don't know. So yep. I'm good with all of this. I'm happy with that one. So people, that is it. And you know what, man? I've done it again. I said at the start of the video, this shouldn't be going over an hour, back into the 1 hour 20 plus. It's because of you guys. You guys give me the interaction to feed off. So there it is. So there it is. That's the Keep Sell Bench video. And when you look at it, how many have I actually kept here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've just completely miscounted there. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, 12 players. 12 players. So yeah, that goes into my poll. Before I forget, let me close the poll. 6 to 8 players. How many new signers do we need? 6 to 8 players. 51% of you say that. 6 to 10, 28%. 1 to 5, 12. Nottingham Forest this thing 7%. Yeah, we do need a lot of players. Yeah, we do need a lot of players. So there you are. 49ers need to get the checkbook out. They're going to have to anyway, Cozy. But like I say, you can round up the squad with loans. And also there are some gems around Europe as well that you can get cheap that will be effective players. Guys, Kevin De Bruyne started at Genk. Okay, people will probably look at players. Oh, he plays in the Belgium league. No way. Kevin De Bruyne started at Genk. All right, everyone's got to start somewhere. And that's where you get them before they turn into 20, 30 million pound players. You get them before. Tanaka, we've done it with Tanaka in terms of being in Bundesliga 2. Got him for 3. If we were to sell him now, we're probably looking at what, over 20, maybe. Yeah. So that's what you got to do with some cases, but other cases you do need outright proven like top talent. That is going to cost money, that we are going to have to compete with other clubs against. But it's how you sell Leeds United, it's how you sell the Premier League, how you get those kind of players through the door if the top clubs are umming and ahhing about them. But we'll get into those in the coming weeks, people. So that is it, people. That's the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're watching the replay, good luck to you. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. Like the video. Hopefully the season review will be tomorrow with Connor. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, people. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Peace out.